Hey guitar champion, what's going on? Justin Hombach here, back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to rank all the lead guitar players from Megadeth. Here we go. Megadeth is one of my favorite thrash metal, old school metal kind of bands ever. They have some incredible lead guitar players in their roster. But who is the best? This is something where I really thought a lot about in the last couple of weeks, and I was coming up with this kind of tier list to show you who I personally think is the best and the worst Megadeth lead guitar player. So this is based on my opinion. I will explain my opinion. Your opinion can be different. That's totally fine. So if you have a different kind of tier list, then write down in the comment who you think is the best or maybe the worst lead guitar player from Megadeth. Alright, but before you think, oh, who's this Justin guy talking to me about Megadeth? What does he know about Megadeth? Well, I'm playing in the biggest Megadeth tribute band here in Germany. It's the biggest because we're the only one. And I have learned and performed a lot of solos from every lead guitar player of Megadeth. So I think this should be enough to qualify me as somebody who can speak about Megadeth lead guitar player. Yeah, so much for the introduction. Watch till the end because I'm going to say that Marty Friedman is not going to be on number one. So if you want to find out who is number one, then yeah, you should watch till the end. I will not include Dave Mustaine in this kind of list, although I think Dave Mustaine is a really capable lead guitar player. He is a really creative lead guitar player. He is playing some stuff like tapping ideas which are really cool, symmetrical and all this kind of shit. He's a great lead guitar player, yeah, I think though, but I will not include him here on the list because he's Dave Mustaine. This is only about the lead guitar players of Megadeth. So let's start with the video and let's start with the, in my opinion, worst lead guitar player of Megadeth. Here we go. So, and I think that the worst Megadeth lead guitar player sadly is a young boy named Jeff Young. He's on my place number 7. But why? Well, okay, Jeff Young has only one record to really show what he's capable of in the Megadeth roster. It is not their best record. I kinda get used to it, liked it more and more and more. I think in the record So Far So Good The What, where he is playing on, you can really hear the aggression and the depression from Dave Mustaine back at the day. But his solo playing has some kind of really interesting sound to it, but it is mostly, yeah, this typical 80s, I play fast some notes, but I don't know any finger shapes, or I'm not really familiar with some finger shapes for some scales, so I'm just playing some fast stuff, and nah, this is not my kind of style. I don't like this typical 80 approach in this kind of way, like just playing fast and don't know what I'm doing here, you know. The solos are really decent, but I would say he is, from all of the lead guitar players, I don't want to say the worst because this is really offending. I mean, I think he can be a really great musician. But yeah, let's say it like this. He's on only number 7. Alright, on position number 6 above Jeff Young, I was going to put Glenn Drover. Alright, Glenn Drover, another one of those lead guitar players who have only one record to really show off what they are capable of. And this one is United Abominations. Again, not the best songs from Megadeth. I wouldn't consider this as one of my favorite. It's kind of the button down kind of section when it comes to my favorite Megadeth records, and so is his solo playing. There are some really cool stuff on Washington Is Next, for example. This is a song that we have covered in Mega Live as well. I really liked his kind of approach there. He's playing some sort of fridging kind of stuff over a normal minor kind of situation, which is kind of really interesting sound, but I'm not really sure that he is aware of what he's doing there, coming from the music theory kind of side. But yeah, overall, the solos, the build-up, the technique really didn't blow me away. But again, it's also because of the songs. The songs are, when the songs aren't that good, it's really hard for a lead guitar player to pimp them like they're going to be really, really good. And this is something where we're going to talk a little bit later in the number 2, number 1 place a lot. So if I want to recommend you something, then definitely check out Washington is Next. Alright, on number 5 I would put Al Pitrelli. Again, another one of those lead guitar players who have only one record to really show their style and show their kind of chops. And the record where he was playing on is The World Needs a Hero. And again, The World Needs a Hero is sadly a record with not so many really great songs on it. But otherwise, compared to Glenn Drover or Jeff Young, Al Pitrelli has one really legendary solo contribution to Megadeth, and this is Dread and the Fugitive Mind. And this solo has a lot of great melodies in it, it has a lot of phrasing in it, it has some really cool legato playing. His kind of chops, his kind of technique is a little bit more rock and roll, you know, the guitar hanging really low. You can see that in the live DVD where he was playing on. This is really not my kind of style. I always see Megadeth as this really technical kind of style, technical band with a lot of awareness on their approaches and really want to bring the best out of their technical abilities. And if you're playing the guitar down low down here, you cannot have the best technical abilities on stage. Don't play the guitar low, play them high. So compared to all the other guitar players that we still have on our list and haven't ranked yet, technical wise he's kind of boring, not really interesting for us shred guitar players. But again, the melodic approach, the phrasing, all this kind of stuff, really awesome. Especially on the Dread and Fugitive Mind. It's a really awesome solo. Go check this one out. Sadly, there aren't more solos like this on the record. He never got back to the point of Dread and Fugitive Mind. If you have a solo from Al Pitrelli from any other project where he was on, then please write in the comments which one I should check out and all the other viewers and listeners of this video here. But for Megadeth, he's only on position number 5. Okay, let's go to number 4, and there I will put Chris Broderick. And here it's funny because now it's kind of the completely opposite of Al Pitrelli. Technical wise, he is a monster, an absolute monster player on CD. And this is one of his biggest problems. He wrote some incredible solos. 44 minutes. Public Enemy number 1, which we are also playing in the Megadeth tribute band. This is How the Story Ends, a solo that we already covered live in the Megadeth tribute band. We have some really cool kind of mashup from this solo over This Was My Life, because it's kind of the same chord progression from the rhythm guitar. So technical wise, he has some really great solos. But seeing some live footages from him, I remember when I was 17, 18 and I was really into Chris Broderick back in the day. And then the first YouTube live videos showing up, I was kind of disappointed of his playing, to be honest. It's not really that clean, it's a little bit sloppy, there are a lot of wrong notes in there. And I know these solos are hard to play. But here I always think he should have a better balance between, okay, what am I capable of on the CD where I have all the time that I want and we have the editing skills and where it's a little bit more comfortable, and then am I able to bring this level of technical perfection on the stage? And there he kind of disappoints me. Besides that, he don't really have the best tone. He has not really great phrasing. The bendings are often a little bit off, you know, not really getting the right pitch when he's bending. His rubato is not really good developed back in the day. Maybe it has changed a little bit, but I assume that one of his biggest flaws when it comes to all those kind of things are, again, having the guitar relatively low for what he's playing. By seeing older videos from him, like when he used to play with Nevermore, for example, he had the guitar higher up here and he was way more capable of what he's doing there. All the tapping stuff, really flawless in that live Megadeth, not Megadeth, sorry, Nevermore DVD, Voyage of the Nevermore. Really, really awesome. But again, having the guitar down here, then having his weird pick where he could change from the tapping and the finger playing to picking again, I think that this fixed pick on his thumb is not really appropriate to have a good picking technique. You have to be able to move it a little bit to be a little more fluent in your right hand. But here I'm just talking about my experience and my opinion. I've never played those kind of picks, those kind of fixed picks which are fixed on a thumb. Maybe it could be better, I don't know, I have to check it out, but I assume that they aren't that good for your picking technique. But getting away from all the negative kind of stuff, why is he still on place number 4 in this list? Because, yeah, my shred heart when I'm listening to those CDs, I love it, I'm being full with emotion. I love the way how he composes solos, how he's playing those arpeggios, how he's outlining scales and all this kind of stuff. He is a little bit more kind of the shreddy 80s shred, the shrapnel kind of influenced by the shrapnel area, like I do as well, you know, definitely influenced by Jason Becker, by Marty Friedman of course, and Paul Gilbert and all those crazy gods of guitar shredding. So his style is a little bit more my kind of style, and this is why I personally think that he is in my number 4. So much about Chris Broderick. Now moving on to place number 3. Now we're going to the top 3, and on number 3, and this clarifies a little bit who is going to be a number 1, because I already mentioned that Marty Friedman is not going to be a number 1. So yeah, let's check out who is on place number 3, and then we're going to talk about place number 1 and place number 2. So, on position number 3 is, what would you say, Chris Poland, which made, I can spoil that, Marty Friedman on position number 2 and Kiko on position number 4, but I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. First, let us talk about Chris Poland. Chris Poland used to be so underrated. I'm so happy that he's getting a lot more attention from the Megadeth shred lead guitar community nowadays. Because through the internet, rediscovered how crazy good he actually is. There was one video showing up one time in my timeline on YouTube when I was searching something, it was like around 2015 or so, where there were all the isolated guitar tracks from Peace Cells. And I was blown away by this clarity. It sounded like Alan Holdsworth. I was blown away by those fusion lines, half tone, whole tone scale, more symmetrical kind of stuff. I loved it. And it was so clean, goddammit. And in the same time, I saw a video with isolated tracks from Rust and Peace, and compared to that, sorry, but Marty Friedman can be really sloppy. Chris Broderick, awesome. Great guitar player. But his main problem is sadly that he didn't had much solo time on the first 2 records. I know there's another one, I'm going to talk about this right now, but on Killing Is My Business, and especially on the Peace Cells record, one of the most famous records from Megadeth. We are covering in Mega Live, just to have an example, a lot of the Peace Cells songs. We are covering Peace Cells, Black Friday. We are covering the one where he is drunk and is afraid of getting home at 4 AM because his wife is going to kill him, or his girlfriend. Wake Up Dead. Yeah, all those kind of songs we're covering live. And for example, Wake Up Dead, it's like a 60 bar and a 32 bar solo from Dave Mustaine. Yeah, and kind of 4 bar solo of Chris Poland. And kind of the same thing in all the other songs. I mean, okay, he has kind of short snippet solos in Peace Cells, but he don't have those long solos like Marty has in Tornado of Souls, and like Kiko has in like Conquer or Die. I would love to hear longer solos from Chris Poland where he could really show what he can do. because after he got fired from Megadeth, he had done some really incredible records like Return to Metalopolis, I think that's the right name, his solo record, really awesome, you really have to check it out, and especially the live version from it, where he are playing some extended versions from his Megadeth songs that he wrote. And then, of course, there is the record, The System Has Failed. And The System Has Failed is not only one of my favorite Megadeth records, I think it has one of the best Megadeth songs, best Megadeth riff, but being a little bit nostalgic here because it was one of the first Megadeth records that I've ever listened to when I was 14 years old. And there, in my opinion, are the best Chris Poland solos. So check out Kick the Chair, Blackmail the Universe, Back in the Day. All these kind of songs, really worth to check out. I really highly recommend to check out The System Has Failed, one of the best Megadeth records. With Vinny Colaiuta on drums, the drummer who played normally in fusion bands and with Sting and pop artists, playing on a metal record. That's absolutely insane. I love this record. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about Marty Friedman and Kiko Loureiro. I think Marty has the biggest impact on many of us guitar players when it comes to Megadeth solos. I mean, he has the most legendary Megadeth solo ever. Tornado of Souls, Hangar 18, Symphony of Destruction, all those memorable, crazy good solos. But he is also playing on the best Megadeth songs Megadeth has ever written, like Tornado of Souls, Hangar 18, Symphony of Destruction, all those kind of songs. And especially on the Rust in Peace record, he was not really contributing to the composition. As far as what rumors said and what I heard is that he was brought into the band like last minute, go straight to the studio, record your solos and done. But never really was into the composing of this record. And so I think, and this is a really, really hot take now, putting away the Martin Friedman solos and inserting all the other guitar players, I think the other guitar players would be on a higher spot and would be in generally a little bit more respected in the guitar community. Because it's a little bit more, because it's more inside of the songs than in the solo. But, of course, Marty Friedman has an incredible unique style. An incredible kind of chops, his kind of own kind of chop style with a crazy trick. We all know this hand position here. How the fuck is he doing that? Me as a teacher, when I would be a teacher of Marty Friedman, I would slap in his face and say, no, practice your picking technique with the right hand technique. God damn it. Oh, he would not like me. No. So yeah, all this kind of exotic influence kind of style from him really was big impact. Not only for me as a guitar player, I would say for nearly everybody who is watching this video. Admit it, you like Marty Friedman, and you are influenced by his playing. Yeah, I would say so. Spot number 2 and Hanan spot number 1. Okay, now. We have now 2 records with Kiko on it. Dystopia and The Sick, The Dying and The Dead. But for me, not only is he really the only one, in my opinion, who gets even close to what Marty was bringing to the band with his solos. He has the phrasing, he has the chops, he knows how to compose a solo, he knows how to compose a song, he knows how important the build-up for a solo is. Not only just playing a solo, but how important it is to tell a story inside of his solos. And in general, he is such a crazy guitar player. I highly recommend everybody to not only listen to the Megadeth songs on the Megadeth solo. I mean, okay, there we have Conquer or Die, which we are covering as well. It's not really easy. We have on the new track, We'll Be Back. I'm going to play We'll Be Back live the first time next Saturday. I'm currently practicing this solo every day because, god damn it, this solo is hard as hell. It's complex and it's extremely fast. So I'm really looking forward to play this solo live. But other than that, he has some incredible solo records. I highly recommend to check out his first solo record. There he has a little bit more kind of this fusion influence going on. It's an instrumental record, so you should be into guitar playing and into solo guitar playing. But yeah, when you are a fan of shredding and solo guitar playing, you will love those solo records. And of course, all the stuff that he contributed to Angra. Angra is one of my favorite power metal bands, and I love this style, and I kind of miss Kiko there, to be honest. But yeah, what he did in the mid-20s on all those Angra records, incredible. Incredible. So I know what he's capable of besides Megadeth, and this makes him, for me, a little bit more influential, a little bit more kind of a bigger influence. I would love to see a little bit more shredding from him inside of Megadeth. Maybe he should, here and there, took some approaches from Chris Broderick. I would love to see a combination out of Chris Broderick with all of his arpeggios and really kind of classical influence stuff and really mathematical checking out which kind of tap arpeggio you can do here and there and shred and sweep and whatnot, and the phrasing and the melodies of Kiko combined. A little bit more of that. Awesome. But beside that, I think that Kiko is the most flexible guitar player. He knows a lot of stuff about music, definitely. He has an awareness of what he's doing. He's a great teacher. Check out his YouTube page, his YouTube channel, where he released a lot of kind of young guitar DVDs or kind of REH kind of stuff, where he's teaching about his picking and his legato, even though he also has a really weird style to hold the pick. And me as a teacher, I would also say, hold the pick in the correct way, goddammit, there you can shred even better. But other than that, great teacher, great musician, great composer, great soloist, overall great guitarist, and in my opinion, the best guitarist in Megadeth. Deal with it. Alright, and I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. I hope I don't lose too much subscribers after saying that Kiko is, in my opinion, better than Marty Friedman. But it's my opinion, so yeah, deal with it. I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. So far, cheers, and stay progress. Bye bye.